Hello, Adam Stark here. I want to make this video to apologize for some of my lyrics in the past. Now, in the way I do what I do, again, I've said this many times before, but to me, hip-hop, it is a competition. It's always a battle, okay? It's a fight to show that you're trying to one-up the next MC. You know, show that you have an elite writing skill or just a talent of coming off the top of your head with punchlines impromptu in the moment and stuff, which if you haven't known, if you look through my history online publicly for the last 14 or so years, I have done several hours of that. So I know what I mean when I say certain things, but looking back at it, I can see how some of it could come off wrong and offensive to people, and so I see it from that perspective too. So I want to publicly apologize for some of my lyrics that I've said and just make clear some things. So the thing about hip-hop to me that makes it special is it's like the one facet I can think of where it's like entirely uncensored. Like anything else, there is going to be censorship, you know, all over the place. And to any extent, it may be a big extent, a small extent, or whatever. Hip-hop was always something, to me, my personal feelings, that you could say anything. You could say anything. You can go completely insane. You can say things that are incriminating, for goodness sake. You can say whatever you want, and it's just there. It's always right there, ready to say whatever you want. I mean, you can make threats, whether they're real or not, but you can make threats. I'm saying you can do all that stuff. So now, this isn't what I'm apologizing for, but just throw it out there. Yes, generally, and majority of my lyrics, both in my freestyles and in my actual written down lyrics for songs and verses, are definitely violent, okay? Violent imagery, I'm gonna kill you, attack you kind of punchlines. I'm not apologizing for that because I hope people can see through that and see it's just a punchline. It's just that. Okay, that's what, again, it's a competition. You know, I'm not trying to be the next MC's best friend. I'm trying to destroy them, you know, metaphorically, in the sense of saying I'm a better rapper than they are, a better MC, a step above them, and etc. So I'm not apologizing for that. If those things offend people, I do apologize though, and keep in mind, it's not all that I do. I have songs that you can find very easily that have nothing to do with violence or anything. I even have songs that have nothing to do with swearing and stuff. I have creative stories and stuff. You get my point. I have stuff all over the place. So, but this is what I want to apologize for. So, controversial things said. Now, on the ladder of controversial things, I'm not anywhere near the top, okay? You look at other MCs, other people's quarrels and things going on, I'm nowhere near the top, and that's good. I'm happy about that, because I am a good person. It's just when I'm in battle mode, which is me in rap mode, I'm ready to fight. I'm looking for it, all right? But, so, I understand where it's going to sound confusing coming from me, but so I want to apologize for some things I've said that are controversial, which, again, compared to others is nothing, but I'm looking at the whole audience here, broad spectrum, okay? I've said some things that, being young, immature, and just for finding that, oh, this happens to rhyme really well, so I'm going to use it, I feel bad about it now. And I can see how it could mislead other people to think I'm someone that I'm not, or something. Okay? Maybe this won't make sense to anyone, but if this makes sense to anybody, good. That's what I'm trying to do, is apologize. So, this is the thing, okay? I believe in God, and I'm not ashamed to say that at all. But that being said, I have said some things that are bad in my raps, my songs, and even in my freestyle, sadly. I've said things that I can understand could be took in a bad context that is not what I'm trying to say, right? So I want to make this publicly clear that I don't mean anything I say that sounds anti-religious or anti-God or any slander of any religion. So, like, using the Lord's name in vain. I've done that in both freestyles and in songs, and I'm sad that it happened. But I'm not going to go change my past and delete those and say, oh, it never happened. No, I'm going to come out in the open and honestly admit it. Yes, I've done that several times. And I'm trying to be better about that, you know? That's the thing. Yeah, there's some things that rhyme with using his name in vain that rhyme just fine, or it's just a connecting word, or it's a word to show that you're putting an emphasis on the punchline or whatever. There's infinite reasons, you know, to use it. But looking back at it, that was wrong. Okay, there's no way around it. I can pretend all I want, but there's over 14,000 words or whatever in the English language. There's no reason to use that the times that I have. So I'm trying to just say I'm sorry to those out there. I'm sorry myself that I've done it. I feel guilty about it, which is why I'm making this, obviously. And I want to apologize to others in case you hear it a few times and you go, oh, Adam must be an atheist or something, or he must hate God or something. No. I'm trying to make this extremely clear. That is not the case. I'm here to say I have screwed up, and I'm sorry. Trying to make it right. Yep. It's bad enough when, you know, when I'm in the freestyle mode and I'm heated and I'm just going ba-da-da-da-da, and I'm just trying to think of punchlines, and then I use the Lord's name in vain to connect something. Okay, that's bad, but it's like your mind is going a million miles a minute. You're just trying to finish the rhyme. Not an excuse, but that's the reason behind that. But the few times I've actually written down something, like in one rhyme I rhymed hot-handed, like a gun was on fire. It was like hot-handed, and then I said the Lord's name in vain to rhyme with that. That was wrong. I could have found a way around that, and I obviously, at my younger age, chose not to. Okay, so I'm trying to say I'm sorry. I've also said weird things that could be took out of context. Now, this is something I've said in a song. I said, hip-hop is a fad to some people, but it's a religion to me. Or I might have said rap is a... You get my point. Okay, I know what I meant by that. What I meant by that is there's a lot of people that say they rap, but they're terrible. They suck. They're trash writers, trash lyricists. They don't have any talent. That's what I mean by saying it's a religion to me. I'm saying, like, I live and breathe hip-hop, because I do. That is my talent, one of my talents, and it's probably my biggest talent, I would say, for sure, you know, given my public history and all the things I've done to prove that. And so I mean that in my way, but I could now, looking back and reflecting, because it's good to reflect on yourself, I can see how that could be took in a bad way, as if I'm saying hip-hop is like an actual religion. No, absolutely not. But I didn't mean it that way, but if somebody heard that and they take it that way, this is for you. I am sorry. I want to apologize for saying it like that. That's not okay. So I hope that this helps, you know, rejuvenate myself. And I hope that this shows that, hey, I'm not just some random guy on YouTube. I'm a human being. I can make mistakes. I'm trying to fix them, be better about them, and own up to them. Okay? I'm not perfect. I'm trying to own up to these things and show that, hey, I could have just erased these songs or videos and pretended like I'd never done it to meet the next new person that I meet and say, hey, look at this. Instead, I'm coming out and being honest and say, hey, this can happen to anybody. This happened to me, and I'm sorry that those things I've said can be offensive. Now, I've also said, this is another common one that I've said millions of times. I've even titled some of my videos this. Once again, I know what I mean when I say it, but I can understand how it can be took as a bad thing to anyone else that's listening, watching, or reading, etc. I'll call myself like a rap god, a freestyle god, a punchline god, or something. I'm the god of rap. Like, when I say things like that, I know what I mean by it. In my view, I'm saying it as a compliment, actually. I'm saying it like, what's the highest level? To be the god level, the god tier, they might call it, or whatever. saying, hey, that's me, like I'm up there, like I'm really high up there with talent. But I can see how other people, even if it's just one person this video reaches, that means something to me. So if this is all coming off to you as, yeah, Adam, we get it, cool. But this is maybe not for you specifically then. But to anyone that's getting offended, I want to say I'm sorry. I apologize. Looking at it now, I can see how that would be offensive, because you may take it in the context of me saying, like, I'm up there with the Lord or something. And no, I don't ever want to somebody to think I'm saying that. Ever. No, that's disrespectful. And I would be upset if somebody actually thought I was thinking that. I don't have that kind of thinking at all. I'm using it as a compliment, but I can understand if that's wrong to someone, if that's taken it too far. So I'm trying to, again, apologize. I'm saying I'm sorry. To be fair to myself, though, a lot of those times in my freestyles, because mind you, I have over 7 hours of freestyle footage on my YouTube channel, all public. Some of them are live streamed freestyles that are 30 minutes long and stuff. To my credit, a lot of times when I say, like, I'm the god of this and that, I actually say right in my freestyle, right after that, I will somehow correct myself while rapping, and I'll be like, but I don't mean it in that sense. I don't mean it like this. I don't mean it like in a religious way, you know, not in those words, but in whatever way I freestyle them, in the way I put it, to be fair to myself. But nonetheless, that's not a perfect way to do it. It's just, I'm trying to say now, here and now, that was a mistake, and I'm sorry that it happened at all. I really am. So, okay, and then the one other thing I can think of at the time, in one of my freestyles I was listening to, I said something about, I don't know, like I said, this is just, I'm freestyling. When you're freestyling, your mind is going and going, and you're trying to connect things, you're trying to find a way to make a new punchline, or you're extending off of a previous line or whatever, and you end up sometimes just saying weird things and stuff. And one of the things I ended up saying was some weird thing. I said, like, I will summon devils to kill you or something, and or what I said that, and then I said, like, the devil owes me favors or some weird things, okay? I promise you I don't mean that in any type of literal sense, any figurative sense either. It's just, that's just how I was rhyming. It just came out off the top of my head. Just, you know how in in normal situations you have the power to think before you speak. Freestyling, you don't always get the time to do that, and that can create great moments, and it can create disturbing moments. This is an example of a disturbing moment. I regret saying that, okay? But I'm not going to erase it and pretend it didn't happen. I'm going to be honest and truthful and out in the open that I said that. I don't mean it at all. It was just some weird thing that came to my mind, okay? When you freestyle, that's going to happen. You can rhyme and say whatever you want. That's what it is. It's wide open. There's nothing off limits, okay, when you're freestyling, clearly. And that just happened to came into my train of thought, and I spewed it out publicly for the world, okay? But so that's what I wanted to say. I'm just saying I'm sorry if I upset anybody religious, because I'm there too, okay? I'm there with you. I am religious. I believe in God, and I'm sorry that I've said things that sound like I'm not, or worse, that sound like I'm on the other side of the spectrum. Absolutely not, okay? And I have said things about, like, fuck you, Satan, and stuff like that in my raps and in my songs, and even in some of my freestyles. So I'm happy there's that too, but that doesn't excuse the behavior of using the Lord's name in vain and saying hip-hop can be a religion and stuff, and etc. All those things that I just went through. I don't need to say it even more. But so now that that's out in the open, again, I apologize, and I hope people can see that, I'm not perfect. I made mistakes, and I'm here to apologize for them, because I want fans. I want as many fans as I can possibly get, but I also want them to see who I am and see that I'm human, to see that, okay, if you're someone who's religious good for you. Be proud of that. Don't listen to what I am saying and take, well, almost anything I say literal, because first of all, I'm an artist, okay? It's creative stuff, creative thinking and writing, and like I said, half of it's violence that I obviously I'm not trying to be. That's what it is. When you're saying things, you're a battle rapper, you're trying to fight other MCs. That's a competition, and that's infinitely a better alternative than to actually come to violence, obviously, but I'm going to say it anyway because some people forget that. So I'm trying to say is I apologize to those who listen to me and think, okay, Adam might be this kind of a person or he might believe in this. No, not at all. But I've made mistakes. And I'm here to try and correct these mistakes, make them right, and hope that I don't do it in the future. I better not, especially after this. And any other MCs out there, that have done it, I hope they don't mean it. They might. You never know. But I hope they don't. That's all I'm trying to say. So I thank you for listening. I appreciate anybody want to message me, comment, ask me any questions about this and stuff. I'm ready to listen.